everyone, today I bring you a heartwarming and unexpected tale of kindness, resilience, and the power of small actions that ripple into life-changing events. Have you ever done something purely out of instinct, only to find that it transformed your life in unimaginable ways? This is the story of Ethan, a humble taxi driver, whose ordinary day spiraled into a life-altering experience, all because of one compassionate act. Ethan had always thought of himself as an ordinary man. At 35, he had a steady job as a taxi driver, a loving wife, and two lively daughters. His days followed a predictable rhythm. Early mornings helping his wife, Sarah, prepare the girls for school, then long hours behind the wheel. Life was simple and at times mundane. But Ethan loved his job. His taxi wasn't just a vehicle, it was a moving canvas where human lives painted fleeting, vivid strokes. It was where laughter, tears, and stories coexisted in the confined space of his back seat. One Sunday evening, as dusk painted the city skyline with hues of amber and violet, Ethan decided to take one last fare before heading home. Financial burdens were pressing. The mounting bills and Chloe's overdue school fees weighed heavily on his mind. He hoped this final ride might bring a little relief. When his app pinged, it directed him to a modest apartment complex. Waiting at the curb was Lily, a young woman with soft features and a gentle smile, balancing grocery bags against her swollen belly. As Lily settled into the back seat and gave her destination, Ethan's trained instincts caught the subtle hints of fatigue and tension in her voice. She looked to be around 8 months pregnant, and her every movement seemed careful, deliberate. Despite her evident discomfort, she smiled and struck up a light conversation. Ethan, sensing her nerves, responded with warmth and humor, steering the conversation toward the joys of parenthood. For a brief moment, the car was filled with laughter, easing the undercurrent of her worry. The journey was uneventful until Lily suddenly gasped, clutching her belly. Ethan's hands tightened on the steering wheel as he glanced in the rearview mirror. "I think my water just broke," Lily whispered, panic etched across her face. Ethan's heart began to pound, but he forced himself to remain composed. "Don't worry," he said firmly. "We'll get you to the hospital." He switched on his hazard lights and accelerated, navigating the maze of city streets with precision. As the contractions intensified, Lily's breaths grew shallow, and she clutched the door handle. Ethan spoke softly, guiding her through calming breaths while reassuring her they were almost there. Each passing second felt like an hour as the urgency of the moment weighed heavily on them both. Pulling up to the hospital, Ethan wasted no time. He leaped out of the car and called for help, flagging down hospital staff. Nurses rushed out with a wheelchair and gently helped Lily inside. She turned to Ethan, her eyes filled with gratitude despite the pain. "Thank you," she managed to say before disappearing through the doors. Ethan lingered for a moment, watching the commotion die down as Lily was wheeled away. Part of him wanted to stay, but he felt his role was complete. He returned to his car and drove home, reflecting on the profound responsibility he had just shouldered. That evening, he shared the experience with Sarah and the girls, who listened with wide-eyed wonder. For a fleeting moment, the weight of his financial worries seemed to lift, replaced by a sense of quiet pride. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan returned to his daily routine. One afternoon, during a rare break at a bustling cafe, a man approached him. The stranger's face was a mix of urgency and relief. "Are you Ethan?" the man asked, his voice quivering slightly. "Yes," Ethan replied cautiously. "I'm Ben, Lily's husband. You were the one who helped her that night," the man said, his words tumbling out. "I've been looking for you." Before Ethan could respond, Ben reached into his bag and handed him an envelope. Inside was a handwritten note from Lily and a sum of money that made Ethan's breath catch. The note read, "Dear Ethan, you were our lifeline that night. Because of you, our little Grace arrived safely. Your kindness gave us hope when we needed it most. Please accept this as a token of our gratitude. You will always be part of our family's story. With love, Lily and Ben." Ethan's heart swelled as he read the letter. The money was a blessing. It would cover Chloe's tuition and ease the financial strain, but the gesture meant far more. He realized that his small act of kindness had left an indelible mark on another family's life. As he drove through the city streets later that day, Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose. His taxi wasn't just a means to an end. It was a vessel for connection, a bridge between lives. Each passenger carried a story, and in some small way, he was now part of theirs. In the weeks that followed, Ethan noticed a subtle shift in his perspective. The mundane routines of his life no longer felt burdensome. Instead, they seemed like opportunities to make a difference, no matter how small. And while he couldn't solve all his family's struggles overnight, he carried a newfound hope that, like Lily and Ben, they would overcome them together. The incident reminded him that even in life's toughest moments, acts of kindness, whether given or received, have the power to change everything. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. See you soon.